This is Juventus' team from back in 2015. There's Buffon, Chiellini, prime Paul Pogba, and even Carlos Tevez. But look at Juventus now. I can see why they're not in the Serie A title race, and also why they've just been humiliated in the Champions League by PSV. But man, seeing a historic club like Juve go through times like this, it does not make me feel good. And that's why I'm taking charge of this Juventus rebuild, and I know it's not going to be easy. We're going to have to make big decisions, sell players, sign new players. It literally is going to be a new era for Juventus, but our goal is clear: making Juventus the best team in Italy as well as Europe. But alright guys, with this team, I don't think we're going to be going too far. Bro, the drop-off in quality is actually crazy. From Chiellini and Bonucci to go to Gatti and Kalulu. We do have some good young players like Yildiz, but man, this is one of the worst Juventus teams I've ever seen. To make things worse, we're starting off this Juve job mid-season, which means we are 5th in the Serie A. Basically, no hope of winning the title. Champions League, we've been booted out as well. I think in this first season, we've got 2 objectives. Number 1, and the most important, is to probably just sort out this team. Maybe change up the tactics, get a system that works. Now, we can't make signings because we're outside the transfer window. Saying that, we don't really have that much money as well. 25 million. I know it's mid-season, so probably that's why. But unless we qualify for Champions League next year, I think our budget's going to be low. And that's where our second objective comes in, boys. We need to qualify top 4 in the Serie A. That's how we'll be able to make signings next season and build this Juve team up. And alright, boys, I'm cooking with S2G ball. I've come up with this 4-3-3 formation that converts into a 3 at the back system during the attack. Bro, I'm channeling my inner Jose Mourinho with these tactics.
I think I'm a special one.
But now, guys, this kind of reminds me of the way Juventus played back in the day. I kind of want to build this team around this system. And also, I've identified a couple of players we need to be really building the squad around. One of them is Kenan Yildiz. I know he's only 75 rated, but the potential's there. He's only 19. Then there's players like Kepfer and Thuram. It's also so frustrating that we can't rely on Bremer. He suffered an ACL injury, so he's out for this season at least. But hopefully we'll be in the Champions League by the time he returns. I think for now, this is going to be our best squad. But man, the drop-off is actually crazy. Compare this to the Juve team from back in 2015. We've honestly got a proper job to do. With our new tactics, we're making our way through the season. And oh no, guys, looks like things haven't worked because we're 9th. I know there are a couple of games left, but it's not going to get us even Europa League football. This is embarrassing. Bro, I think the problems at Juventus run a lot deeper. Because I just realized a lot of our first team players like Di Gregorio, Kolo Muani, Nico Gonzalez, they're all loanies. They're not even going to be here next season. We're not even going to have half of these players for next season. And if we don't qualify for Europe, our budget's going to be really low as well. We're going to forever be stuck as a mid-table club with Juventus, with clubs like Napoli and Inter becoming the new dominant clubs in the Serie A. But all is not lost because we have made the Coppa Italia final. If we win this game, Juve are going to at least be in the Europa League. It'll give us some sort of money, which we can then use to begin our rebuild. Because, boys, I've got a ton of signings I feel we need to make. It's now time for the Coppa Italia final. This game could be huge, not only for us to get back to the Europa League, but also winning a trophy. This is what Juventus needs in these difficult times. But yeah, the Juve squad we're managing, it's not really the most talented they've had. Let's see which players can end up being heroes. Conceição. He's also on loan, by the way, but what kind of dribbling was that? He's broken through all by himself. That's a lovely goal. Francisco Conceição. Maybe we need to figure out to make this deal permanent, boys, because this kid's got talent. Having to do a lot of defensive work as well. Good save from Di Gregorio. Again, so far in this game, the players that are performing all are just loanies. Even our exciting Brazilian left-back, Renato Veiga, he's on loan too. But hey, if all of this is helping us win a trophy, it is worth it. As we look to find Conceição again, heading it down for Vlahovic. Brilliant football. This Juventus team, with the right tactics, it has got something special about it. Full time, guys, and in a difficult season like this, we've at least given the fans something to celebrate. And also, we've secured Europa League qualification. At least that should give us some finances for next year. Because the real challenge begins next season when we can actually make signings and improve this Juve team. This is just the start. We're not stopping until Juve become the best club in Europe. But hold up, guys. Before we get into season 2, we still have like 24.5 million, and I would rather use this money. Now, of course, the window is shut, so we can't sign anyone new, but at least we can sort out one of these loan deals. And I really wanted to sort out Conceição on a permanent deal. He was so good. But look at his market value, boys. We can't afford him. Even someone like Kalulu is out of our budget. Although we can make Renato Veiga signing permanent from Chelsea. I thought he was actually really good. I know he's low rated at 76, but there's potential to grow. We need to build a squad for the future. And there you go, guys. Even before the new season begins, we're starting to improve our team. Vega is going to be a permanent Juve player. Season 2, and it feels like we're dealing with a completely different Juve squad. Di Gregorio, our goalkeeper, he's no longer here. Conceição as well is gone. Even on the bench, I'm seeing some new faces. Rovella, Kostic, Giallo, Miretti, they're all back from their loan spell. That's a good sign. Oh, but no Kolo Muani as well, bro. But you know what? I think Juve anyway need to move away from this model of just loaning players in. That's just short-term planning. Our goal here is to build a Juventus team for the future that can win the Serie A and the Champions League, and that starts now. Now, since we qualified for Europa League, the budget is looking strong, boys. 131 million. Sounds a lot of money. But so far on my transfer targets, we've got goalkeeper, a right winger, as well as maybe a centre-back. We're going to run out of that money really quickly. I think for the winger position, I want to bring back Francisco Conceição. Bro, did you see the goal he scored for us in the Coppa Italia final? This kid is a baller. 22 years old. There's so much room to grow. And for 35 million, we're signing Conceição on a permanent deal. This attack of Conceição, Vlahovic and Yildiz, it could be the future of Juventus. I'm banking on it. But also, it's great to have Bremer back. He's going to be available this season. But we do need to give him some support with a world-class goalkeeper. And I kind of want it to be Italian, considering Juventus' greatest ever goalkeeper was Buffon. And to continue this legacy, I don't see a better option than Marco Carnesecchi. His contract's expiring as well, 84 rated. And so once again, it's going to be an Italian to lead the backline for Juventus. Carnesecchi is going to be our number one. Now it's starting to feel like I'm leaving a mark on this team as the manager, but I feel like we could be doing more. I really feel the need of Juventus to have one more world-class centre-back, preferably an Italian, just like Chiellini and Bonucci back in the day. And don't get me wrong, there wouldn't be a better player than Alessandro Bastoni, but no way is this happening. He's Inter through and through. We're gonna have to hunt a bit for other options. And that was quick, because I've just found Giorgio Scalvini. His name rhymes with Chiellini. He shares the first name as him as well. This seems like the perfect match. I know he's not that high rated, but the potential's there. Remember, we're building a team for the future. And if I put a player like Giallo in this deal, chuck in another 32 million, I think we can rock through a swap deal. No, instead they want Nicolo Rovella. I don't want to give Rovella, boys, because I feel he's going to be a big part of this club's future. Well, if they do want a midfielder, I'm okay with parting away with the likes of McKennie. I know he's a decent player, but we've got way too many midfielders anyways. If 32 million plus McKennie can get us a deal, then so be it. And yes, we're actually getting this done. Giorgio Scalvini is now on his way to Juventus. With the signings we've made, I think we're getting Juventus back on the right track. Also, I just realized we've got 5 Italian players in the starting 11. I think that's going to be important to bring Juventus back to the top, having that core Italian setup. This season, guys, we've got to have a stronger finish in the Serie A. We can't be finishing 9th. Top 4 is like the bare minimum. Although I do feel like we might be able to fight for the title. Let's get through the season first and see if the transfers we're making are having an impact. Okay, we're almost at the end of the season, but we're outside the top 4. I know there's one game left, but even if we win it, I don't think we're getting Champions League football. I really don't know how that's happened, boys, because I thought we've really built a solid team, especially with our backline. Scalvini, Carnesecchi, Bremer's back. The midfield is looking good too. Did we make a mistake by trusting Yildiz? He's only up to an 81. I'm now questioning every decision we made, because in 2 seasons, we should have made Juventus a Champions League club. And next season, if we're not going to be playing in Europe's elite club competition, it's going to affect the budget. We're probably not going to be able to improve this team as much as we'd like. Actually, boys, our attack didn't disappoint. Vlahovic was carrying like crazy. 42 goals is insane. But Kenan Yildiz, man, we've put a lot of faith in this kid. He needs to be doing a bit more, even Conceição. But okay, guys, we have made the Europa League final. And wait a minute, if we win this, we're going to be in the Champions League next year. And the fun fact is the only reason we're in the Europa League this season, it's because we won the Coppa Italia last year. There's something about this Juve team and cup competitions. If we can go out there and win the Europa League, it'll probably solve our financial problems. Next year, we'll have a good budget. We'll be in the Champions League. And maybe we can make a proper push for both the Serie A and the Champions League. But it all starts here. And honestly, guys, this game is going to be a big test for Kenan Yildiz because I want to see him perform. Otherwise, next season, we will look for an upgrade. And here he is on the ball, showing his dribbling ability much better than last season. Still Kenan Yildiz keeps going, and that's a lovely solo goal. Maybe all we need to do is keep showing faith in him because this kid's got talent. Meanwhile, boys, look at Bremer. It's so good to have him back this season. Yildiz again, waiting for that run from Vlahovic, who controls it, and on the volley, bang! Goal number 43 for Dusan Vlahovic. There's only one attacker who's left to join the party, and that's Conceição, and once again, amazing crazy dribble. Our entire attack's on the score sheet. And thanks to our front three, we're lifting the Europa League. And I'm glad we won it, guys, because we end up finishing 5th in the Serie A. But still, we're heading to the Champions League thanks to that Europa League trophy. We're now in our 3rd season of this Juventus job. And I think it's high time we bring home the Serie A. 9th in our 1st season, 5th in our 2nd season. I don't think that's acceptable. I know we've won a couple of trophies, so that's given us a bit of leeway. But now we're getting into territory where our team is more than good enough to win the league. I still feel like we need a couple of improvements, though. I don't want to change the attack because we saw how good Conceição, Vlahovic, and Yildiz can be. Let's just try and develop them to be as good as possible. But I do think we could do with some more help in the midfield. I remember back in the day, Juve had Pirlo, Pogba, and Vidal. I like Locatelli and Rovella, but we could do with an upgrade on Coupe Minas. At the same time, also a better right back over Cambiaso. We get these couple of signings in and I think we're rocking. And this is why it's important to qualify for Champions League football, guys. 225 million. Now, the first signing I wanted to make with this kind of money was Achraf Hakimi. He's 88 rated and I thought he'd be perfect for our right back spot. But man, is Luis Enrique annoying. He just didn't want to negotiate. I mean, come on, even after negotiations, they're still sticking to 140 mil. Bro, at least get this down to like 120, then maybe I'll consider this. I know it's crazy money, but I really want Hakimi. 125. Let's try being a bit sneaky, boys. I'm gonna bring my fee down to 115. Now that at least willing to negotiate, I'm sticking to 115. Lucho, you gotta accept this. Okay, maybe he isn't at the tension meter's rising. Can we just meet at 120 and get this over with? Finally. I can't believe it was that difficult to sign Hakimi, but we've got our man. We're now left with about 94 mil, but I think that should be good to sign a midfielder. Okay, maybe not, because I want Eduardo Camavinga. I think he'd be perfect for our team. But oh boy, is he expensive. Maybe we shouldn't have spent that much money on Hakimi. What if I try putting Coupe Minas in a swap deal here? Would that work? We'll chuck in 60 million as well. Let's just see what Real Madrid think about this. And Carlo Ancelotti has just kicked me out of here. I still want to sign Camavinga, so we're making the decision to sell Coupe Minas. But sadly, he's going to a rival, Napoli. Hey, we got our 68 million. We shouldn't be complaining. And now Carlo Ancelotti won't be kicking us out because I'm putting a 120 million euro offer. And he's kicked us out again? What is this?
Talk to the hand.
Bro, this is the last time I'm trying to negotiate for Camavinga. Otherwise, I'll look for other options. We'll start off with 130. But Carlo, you've got to give me a number. 170. I don't think we can afford this, boys. This is getting crazy. Is this how Real Madrid negotiate? Not giving us any sort of leeway? But finally, I think we can get a deal, boys. They've countered at 147. If we stick with 140, can we get this done? Yes, we can. We wanted Camavinga, and we've got our man. I'm looking at this team now, and it's more than good enough to win the Serie A. All we need, though, is our attack. Yildiz and Conceição. If these two can grow massively, I think the title is ours. Wait a minute, guys. I can't believe this. We couldn't even win a single game in the Champions League. We got knocked out in the league phases itself. The embarrassment. First, it took us 2 years to get here. And then once we got into the Champions League, we got humiliated and kicked out. That is unbelievable. I don't know what went wrong. I'm looking at our team, boys. It looks like everybody's getting better and better. There seems to be no injuries as well. Did we make a mistake putting our faith in Yildiz and Conceição? Are they not scoring enough? Well, actually, nah. Yildiz has scored 19 goals. Conceição 14. I seriously don't know what went wrong. The bare minimum we now need to do is win the Serie A. Because come on, 3 seasons on the job, failure in the Champions League, not winning the league. That's unacceptable at Juve. But right now, guys, we're in a tough fight against Inter. If we want to win the Serie A, we need to get a result against them. Bro, I still can't believe we were this bad in the Champions League. Hopefully in the Serie A, the story is different, man, because we can't get humiliated in both competitions. Maybe it's because we're a super young team. It's a different Juventus side. It's going to take us a while to adjust to European football. Saying that, we've got absolutely no excuses to not win the Serie A this year. And we are pushing forward with Conceição looking for Vlahovic. He's been in the offside trap. Still Vlahovic. He gets the finish. No, it's off the post. And oh boy, Inter looking good as Karnaseki's forced to make a save. Hakimi, though, looking back inside for Vlahovic, who's found space but put it wide again. Bro, if we want to win Serie A, we need to be clinical. Kenan Yildiz, he's decided to take matters into his own hands. The young Juventus star, he's the one to get us the title. What a goal that is in the 87th minute. But is that win over Inter going to be enough to win us the Serie A at the moment of truth? And yes, 90 points. Juve are back where they belong, top of Italy. Kenan Yildiz, boys, remember the name. A 33-goal season from him. Vlahovic, of course, keeps top dominating. But look at the overall growth in this side. We're finally building a Juventus team that kind of resembles their 2015 squad. But to be fair, even they couldn't win the Champions League. Our next goal is just that. We need to get Juventus to win the Champions League. But you guys know this ain't gonna be easy because we finished 32nd in the league phases. Maybe if you guys can subscribe to the channel and give us a bit of luck, we can win the Champions League. But alright guys, we're now in season 4. And the question is, what do we need to do to win the Champions League? To be honest, I really like the look of this squad. We've got an incredible bench as well. I want to first get through the league phases because I don't believe we're gonna have another season finishing outside of top 24. Let's see where we're at in January and then decide whether this team needs improvements. And alright guys, at least this time we progressed to the knockouts of the Champions League, but only 12th. I was expecting us to be in the top 8. Okay guys, that makes sense. Karnaseki was injured for some of our knockout games. In fact, he missed our last couple of Champions League games, which we lost against Leverkusen, drew against Club Brugge. That's why we didn't finish top 8. How serious is his injury? He's gonna be back in like 4 weeks. Oh wow, he's gonna miss both legs against Real Sociedad in the playoffs. It's a good thing we're on transfer deadline day because I think the only signing we need is a good goalkeeper. And I think I found the perfect stand-in keeper who's already doing the same job at Barcelona, Wojciech Szczesny. Of course, he was at Juventus for quite a while, so it does make sense to bring him back. I guess this is what Szczesny's career has now become, to become a stand-in keeper whenever there are injuries. But yo, we can literally just pay 11 million and get this signing done. With that, Szczesny's now back at Juventus, and I think we're now ready to take on the Champions League. I think the Champions League playoffs is going to be our biggest test. We're playing Real Sociedad. We don't have Karnaseki. Szczesny, who we've just signed, is going to have to show up. Can we get a result in the first leg? We can. Of course, it's Kenan Yildiz with the winner. And second leg, Szczesny helps us get the job done with a clean sheet. And now with Karnaseki back, we've knocked out Leverkusen. Through in the quarterfinals against AC Milan. Oh my days, we've knocked out Real Madrid. And yes, boys, we've gotten Juventus to the Champions League final. It's taken us 4 seasons, but we're here. Not just that, we've also won the Serie A and in dominating fashion. That's what Juventus used to do, and now we've got them doing. We've also won the Coppa Italia, which means we could get Juve a treble. And honestly, boys, I am absolutely delighted with the team we've built. I mean, we took a gamble on trusting Yildiz, but look at how that's turned out. Conceição as well. The midfield looks crazy good. Scalvini at the back, Karnaseki. But also, can we take a moment talking about Dusan Vlahovic? Every season he scored more than 30 goals, and this time 44. Who do you think is the MVP of this fixing challenge? For me, it's between Yildiz and Vlahovic. Let me know in the comments. It's time, boys, to try and break the old lady's curse. Juventus are one of the clubs to have lost the most Champions League finals. But you know what, guys? Over the last few seasons, we've shown that we can win in finals. And now we need to do it in the big one. Yes, Camavinga driving the ball forward with strength. He's got no passing options, so he's going to try and dribble all by himself. Still Camavinga. Nope. Couldn't cut it back. Right now, we're going to have to defend as Bremer couldn't put the challenge in. And big save Karnaseki. But the rebound, that is such a silly goal to concede. Well, for Juventus to win the Champions League, we're going to have to fight back. Okay, this is getting really bad. Karnaseki saving us again. Oh, we've got an injury in the middle of the park. I think it's Locatelli. This isn't going good. It's halftime, guys, and PSG have had the number on us. Locatelli's hurt as well. I'm going to have to sub him off. I'm going to bring on Thuram, play Camavinga CDM, and I'm also making my midfield more attacking. Let's turn this game around. And Yildiz is already on the attack, looking inside for Vlahovic. Sees the pass coming in for Conceição, making that look easy. The goal we needed. We're back in the game. Ashraf Hakimi looking for a cross. Brilliant. Yildiz, what a chance. And he's put it in. It just had to be Kenan Yildiz in the big game. The player we put our faith in. He's repaid us with a goal in a Champions League final. And the Turkishman's goal is enough, boys, as Juventus have broken the curse. The old lady have their Champions League trophy. Honestly, guys, this was one of my favorite fixing videos because we built such an amazing team. We won so many trophies along the way. Let me know in the comments which team I should be managing next. Until then, you can watch me fix Everton. They're a club that do need a lot of fixing. Click here.